Hello everybody, welcome back to a video today, and oh my god, the biggest news ever has been announced. Helldivers 2 is fucked. No way, guys. So what they're making people do is, if you're a PC player, you now have to link your PSN, you have to link a PSN account, because if you don't, you can get banned. Alright, let's really talk about this though, now that the clickbait title is over. Well, I mean, it's not clickbait, it's true. But, yeah, so recently, I believe this was yesterday. Let me check. When was this article announced? Where's this article today? No, this is articles today. It just was early as hell today. But yeah, so as you see in the title here, it says Helldivers 2 PC players are mad about PSN linking. Arrowhead responds. So I'm just going to read this article, and then we'll kind of just talk about it. So here we go. Helldivers 2 players have just been informed that if they're playing on PC, which the majority of them are, I don't know. I don't believe that. I mean, maybe it's true, though. Anyways, they will now need to link a PSN account to Steam in order to keep playing on that platform as of June 4th. So basically, if you don't link your account on June 4th, you will be banned. Or not, it's not that like you're banned, but like you'll be unable to access the game. You will not be able to sign in, you won't be able to play. So essentially a ban, but without banning, you know. So now this is not a problem for people who live in America or like Europe or whatever. The only reason why this is a problem is if you live in one of the countries that PSN is not supported. You know, because then there's already been a thing where, like, someone who lives in China, you know, had to make a PSN account, so they used a VPN and then made a PSN account, and they still got banned. So for players who don't live in in areas where PSN is supported, this is where I go, okay, I'm sorry, you know, this is not good, and that should be looked at. But for everyone else who lives in a country where PSN is supported, shut the fuck up and just make an account. Stop bitching, okay? Like, oh my god, I don't want to sell my information. Shut up. If you don't want to do it that bad, then you don't really care about the game. You know, it's just a game at the end of the day, bro. It takes you 3 minutes out of your life to go make an account. Or if you already have one, just link it. Like, you know, shut up. Stop being a bitch. Anyways, I'm gonna keep reading. This both is and not. Oh my god, I can't read you. This both is or is not a big deal. That's a terrible way of putting that. You should have said this both is a big bit. Oh my god, I can't even speak. They should have said this is both a big and not a big deal. Not or. That's terrible. Anyways, depending on which side of this you come down. Originally, players who were indeed supposed to have PSN linked to the game when Helldivers 2 launched, but that was delayed for months due to due to technical issues during that window. The other argument that many other games do this as well. Publishers like Ubisoft and EA make accounts there in order to play their games. Microsoft has to make an account to play Sea of Thieves on PC, so PlayStation is doing this the same, basically. Or what says is not wholly unique, which is true. You know, you want to play Overwatch, and you don't play on Steam, but you play on Battle.net, you have to sign in to Battle.net. You want to play Minecraft, you need a Microsoft account. You can't just, you know, you need exactly. So, you know, all these companies, like, you need an account. So that's not new. It's just because it's PlayStation. Oh my god, I can't handle it. I gotta bitch about it. Anyways. However, there's another side with the two main facets. One is players simply don't want to make a PSN account, and for those people, suck it up. And if you don't want to make one, stop bitching, and you're not going to get a refund on the game because it's too late, because you've already had it for multiple months, and you can suck a dick. Or, and then it says, some just because they don't own a PlayStation or have any PlayStation games, and it's just another account to manage, but it really isn't. I mean, like, yes, but it's not that hard. Like, that's like this line right here, just because they don't want to manage another account, is like saying when you sign up for anything online, anything online, and it goes, oh, can we get an email and password to keep you logged in, like a Target account, just so you can get that 5% off. But guess what? People will make a Target account to get that 5% off, and then they'll forget about it, you know? And it's not like you have to manage that Target account, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same shit, bro. It's the same shit. No one cares. Except because it's all PlayStation and it's ruining their lives or whatever. So dumb. Other site outages or security breaches that have plagued PSN, and that, sure, I understand that, because when you make an account, I'm pretty sure you do like your address and stuff like that, and for that reason, that's valid. Okay, I'll give you that one, but I don't, it's not like people are hacking Sony for you. They're hacking it for other reasons, because they want to get higher up information, not little Timmy who's 10 years old and is in middle school, like, no one gives a fuck. But anyways, but another subject, or a subset of players don't understand how they can keep playing at all, as dozens and dozens of countries around the world don't even have access to PSN. And this is the only fair argument I will give you. And like I said earlier, I believe I said in the beginning of the video, is if you don't live in a country where PSN is access, or you have access to it, or is not supported, then for you, that is an issue. And they do need to figure something out around that and hopefully work around it. Now, of course, knowing Sony, they might not, because they're just big corpa. But at the end of the day, we shall see. I mean, Arrowhead is a very good team. They're good people, and they want people to play their game, And if this is going to make them lose 20% of their player base, that might not sound like a lot. But, it's a lot of people. If you have 1 million players and 20% of your player base, that's, what, 20,000 players gone? Or 200,000 players gone? Like, that's a lot of players, So, anyways, so yeah, here we go. So without some sort of workaround, and not one has been announced, it appears they will be no longer to play Helldivers 2 on PC. And that's true, only on PC. And that's also another issue, is it's a PC issue only. So if, like, you live in China but have a PlayStation console, I'm pretty sure you'll be fine. This is only a PC issue. We'll see if that's definitely true, but that's what they're logically assuming. Helldivers 2 is now facing loads of negative reviews on Steam, dropping its positive percentage by numbers of points already. Now, Arrowhead CEO John Pilstead, I don't know if I said that, has chimed in, and it's less than enthusiastic by the sound of it. In a tweet, he says simply that all questions and comments should be directed towards PlayStation support, and he provides a link to how-to page for cross-linking. And then here's the tweet here. He just says the same thing. However, on that page, it has a section where it specifically says linking PSN to PC is optional. And that's, I don't know. That is, I will give you that too. Like, that is where it's a little iffy, where, if it says signing into PSN is optional when playing a PlayStation game on PC, then, they shouldn't make it mandatory, and I think that's fair. Like, if you say one thing on one place, but then on another say another, you can't say both things. You need to stick to one. You can't do that. Like, if on a website you said, every EA game is 50% off right now on PlayStation Store, and then you go to the PlayStation Store and every EA game is only 10% off, you can't say one thing and then do something else, or show something else, it's, so, if it says it's optional, but then you go to the game and it says it's mandatory, it's like, okay, well, which one am I supposed to believe, so that is pretty bad. So either, there's two things they do. Either they revert this change and just make it optional and then we go back to normal, or they say fuck you and they change this and it says it's mandatory now. So we'll see. Or they add an extra line where it says playing a PlayStation game on PC, signing in a PSN is optional except for Helldivers 2. Or Helldivers 2 is exempt from this and it needs to be mandatory. The page pitches it as a benefit but not mandatory. For Helldivers 2, it'll soon be mandatory. Conversely, the Steam page does say PSN account is required, and this was always stated as the plan. And that's also the problem with the game is, you know, when this game first came out, if this game would have just first came out and it was already mandatory, there would have not been a problem. Or like not much of a problem, as big of a problem as there is now. But because we had to wait, you know, almost 6 months later, you know, and finally they've got their servers under control and all that stuff, and now it's coming back to the point where, okay guys, now we have to make the PSN thing mandatory, you know, I don't know. And now we see the effects of it. But if it had instantly come out and it was okay and they were already allowed to do it, where it's mandatory, maybe it would have been different. Maybe there would have still been a little bit of angry people, but it wouldn't have been as bad because those people wouldn't have invested hours and hours and hours on the game and $40 in the game and this money then they can't get back and such, you know, things such as that. Anyways, it says, I don't know if this will have a meaningful impact on the player population at the end, despite the anger, but it feels a bit out of step, as Helldivers 2 has been a massive success, mainly because of its huge popularity on PC. But PS5 is like also very big. I don't believe it's just PC, bro. Like I play I'm a PS5 player, and I play that game every day, and I'm running 100. You know, I can run in 100 as a PlayStation player. Like there's a lot of, and you know, I have a lot of friends on there. I have like thousands of friends play the game, so it's not. I don't think it's just PC. Like I'm not saying it's not a big part of their community, but the fact that this article keeps cutting out, it's like they're acting like console players don't exist. So, you know, but you know, that's how we get treated anyways. Anyways, that said, for players that do have access to PSN accounts or the ability to make one, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal given how many other games do this. We'll see if anything's changed in the wake of this uproar. Someone responded, this is another issue I got on that game. Or I got the game on PC, assuming that the forced PlayStation link would also allow me to have access to the game in PlayStation, but no, you have to buy Helldivers 2 again. Well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Like, what? Are you fucking stupid? No one expected that. Are you dumb as fuck? Like, you don't buy no, that's not what happens. You don't buy a game somewhere else expecting to get it somewhere, you know? Like, the only games that do that are free. You know, like Fortnite. You can get Fortnite on the Switch, on the Xbox, on the PlayStation, on the computer, on the phone, you know. But, you know, this is not that. Like, no, you're stupid. You're stupid for thinking that. Anyways, y'all, let me know what y'all think. And I'm going to be honest, it is not that big of a deal. And if you really are a person who's, I don't want to make an account because I don't want to support Sony, well then, bye-bye, you can leave now. Like, no one's gonna miss you. And, oh my god, I'm gonna lose my money. Well, then just make a fucking account. It's not that hard. However, for the people who can't make an account, those are the people I actually do feel sorry for. Because you have been put into a situation where you cannot do anything about it. And for that, for you guys, I'm sorry. And I hope something gets figured out for you. Because that is unfair that you cannot play a game just because a company decided that you need to have an account with them, but they're forcing you to have an account with them, but won't allow you to make an account with them due to the restrictions of where you live. That's not fair. And for you people, my heart is out to you. But for the other people who are allowed to make an account or already have an account, but they don't want to link it, y'all can go fuck yourselves and leave. Thank you. Anyways, y'all, have a good one. I'll catch you later, and let me know what you think. Bye-bye.